Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. And in my Overlanding Minimalism Toolkit here, I've got to address screwdrivers. Now hopefully this will be the least controversial out of all of them because I think I've got a simple solution. But of course let me know. Now as much as I love this thing, it's heavy and it's probably not going to find a lot of use. I mean, hopefully I'm not going to need to do a whole lot of use of tools, but for the weight and the size, as much as I love it, I'm not going to bring something like that. Same here. You know, I really enjoy using ratcheting screwdrivers. I could carry a bit set. It's just so easy to overload. But honestly, I have never in my life needed a ratcheting screwdriver. I've used them. I love them. They're great, but I've never absolutely needed one. Like that was the only solution. Because remember, I've got lots of time. So if I have to turn screws slow the old-fashioned way, then great. You know, it just might take me longer. Maybe I'll break for lunch or something. Something like this, it would be really handy to just pop this into a toolkit. It's lightweight. It's got a few options here. I've honestly never needed a stubby in that kind of a situation. I mean, often we carry them because they're small, but this is actually going to be my main workhorse as far as a bit driving screwdriver. And this one's going to go up front. This is part of my kit that's within reach of the driver. So I've got this. What I'm going to do is double check the bits to make sure I've got the right sets for what I'm going to encounter. Basically, I thought about bringing this. This seems like a logical solution. I think anybody would, you know, forgive me for throwing it into my tool bag. But am I going to really go through 4 diamond-coated Vera No. 2 Phillips bits on a trip? No. I mean, I'm in deep trouble if that's happening. So that's out. So I've got that guy. For general use for screwdrivers, I am going to bring these. This is that Vera Impact screwdriver. It's a little bit stronger, a little beefier. I can add a wrench on it if I want some extra oomph trying to turn the thing, because sometimes we use them as pry bars. You know, I'm not going to, you know, skimp out on an off-road repair simply because I don't want to break my, you know, $12 screwdriver. And I've got a backup in that I won't use as a pry bar and I won't pound on. So for the slotted, I want something beefy. That one goes. For the No. 2 Phillips, which is likely the most used screwdriver out of all of the ones that I have, or that I'll be carrying, I'm going to go with a very light, comfortable, solid performing, super strong PB Swiss. So that handles my primary needs. This is like everything else here. Now, let's go to small stuff. I don't think I'll be changing the screen on an iPhone while I'm driving, but you know, I guess if that happens, I'll have to deal with it some other way. So for little screws, and there are plenty of little electronic screws, little tiny things here and there, I debated between these two. This one basically has a two-sided bit on both ends. It's small slotted, small Phillips. And this one here, same thing, except it has the addition of Torx, and it's a little bit bigger, a little larger reach. What I've decided to do is go with this guy here. It has a few more options, plus it's got the option of kind of working as a small nut driver. There are some small appliances. I haven't measured the nuts, but my guess is that this may fit some of them. If not, I've got other options for little tiny things, and it'll just be, you know, tightening them up. I'm not going to start, you know, dismantling appliances and trying to figure out how to get them to work probably, but could happen. Anyway, so that's what I've decided for my general small screwdriver. This, you notice, has that hex there, so if I needed to use it as a micro, I could put this into my pliers, which I will have pliers, and try to use it that way. Remember, I've got time. You know, what I don't have is space and a lot of carrying capacity that I want to waste on things I might never, ever use on the trip. Now, a couple of additions. This is a 1/4 inch Vera to hex very handy. I'm not bringing it. Why? Because I'm not running anything 1/4 inch. I'm trying to stay away from 1/4 inch square. I am doing 3/8 though. That's what I've standardized with, is all my sockets are going to be 3/8. If I need a small one, and there is a chance of that, like I haven't decided what I've got here. If you look at this, this is a E7 inverted Torx. There are 2 inverted Torx on the Toyota Tacoma, and I haven't decided if there's a chance I would need it or if I might try to get by with something else, you know, in a pinch. So most likely that's going to stay home. If that stays home, that's about my only 1/4 inch. But the 3/8 I will use. And this, if I put it onto ratchet extensions and things like that, I have a whole new world for bits. So there's a lot I can do there. This here is also a hex driver. It can be used as a stubby. You know, if you think about the length there, you know, it's still pretty short. And of course, it can add length here. And it can add length here if I needed to, and use a ratchet. There's just some options there that make this, I think, easily worth its weight. So this is basically what I'm looking at for my entire screwdriver kit, except for one other, and that is I always carry a orange-handled, old-school, orange-handled snap-on, one of the hard handles, that's pretty big in the front of my truck. Anyway, with that, Doc out.